Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about how Kriya Yoga is a medulla-centric technique. So I want to talk a little bit about the medulla, how to find it, and why it's so important for the meditating yogi. How it can be a reliable tool to come back to again and again. So first, let's find the medulla, and we're going to find it mentally, because all of the centers that are inside of the body that the yogi is using, he wants to find them internally through his own process. And that takes a little bit of feeling internally. And if at first you don't feel something, that's okay. Just keep working at it. And with time, you'll develop a sense of a center. Whether it's the medulla or the heart or another chakra, it doesn't matter. Just keep working with it and you'll develop it with time, easily. And if it's not clear, if it's not precise and it's only general, that's just fine too. Don't worry about that. You're doing just right. So to find the medulla, one of the first ways I was told to find the medulla was it's the aha moment. And so when we look up and we strain the back of our neck and we go, oh, now I get it. Well, that's a natural way that we access the medulla. But sometimes when I give that instruction, people go right back here, which is the cerebellum, which is a very, very busy place. It has to do with your sense of balance, and we're moving our heads all the time, and yet we keep our balance because that cerebellum works so hard. And so that's not what we want to find. A better instruction might be that if you imagine that your head is a ball, that your skull is a ball, and at the bottom of the ball there is a screw. And as we turn the head, we can help to find that screw. So let's do that. So you just turn the head ever so slightly and try to mentally find that screw internally. And when you find it, there's a feeling that can come with it. It can be like, oh, like coming home. It's a very interesting thing. When you find it, it might surprise you how you feel that feeling. You find the medulla, you find that tiny little screw that's inside the ball. As you turn your head back and forth, you don't want to turn it big because then you're engaging these neck muscles. So you just want to turn it really slightly. And it will lead you right up into that top of the cervical vertebrae and right into the brainstem, which is the medulla. That's the point that we're looking for. And you'll feel it. You'll feel like, I'm home. It's just a really pleasant feeling. Now, why does it produce that feeling? Beyond energetic explanations, there's a very physical explanation which is very simple and very, very profound and very important for the yogi. And that's that this is the breath center in the body. The medulla regulates the heart and it regulates the breath. So when there's too much pressure, the medulla sends a signal down to the heart to slow down. And when there's not enough pressure, the medulla will send a signal down to the heart to increase the heart rate. So by putting your mind there, you automatically create a little bit of that pressure, and so the heart rate will go down a tiny bit. Just by putting your mind there. And just by putting your mind there, you slow down and elongate the breath. A long breath is what we're looking for. So we are elongating the breath just by putting our mind on the medulla. And you can test this out for yourself. Just put your mind there and see if you get those feelings that everything is calming down. And what you're actually feeling is your own heart rate going down a little bit. That creates room, and that room is taken up by the breath. The breath says, I don't have to work so hard anymore. And it begins to elongate. So it's a really beautiful process. and it's something which is inside the original Kriya Yoga of Lahiri Mahasaya. So if you have a Kriya lineage and it skips past the medulla, the problem with that Kriya, one of them, is that if you're not concentrating on the medulla, if you don't spend any time resting at the medulla, then you're very, very likely to skip right past all that I just explained. You're missing the breath center, and you're missing the reduction of the heart rate just by resting your mind there. And it's one more degree of help for you, and you don't want to miss out on it. So that's why, especially within the Panchanan Bhattacharya lineage, Kriya is a medulla-centric technique, meaning that all the Kriyas revolve around the medulla. The medulla is the most important piece in the entire puzzle. And so, of course, we don't want to skip past and miss out on the very, very most important piece. And so that's why, for the yogi, the medulla is very important. And you can try this out anytime in your meditation, especially if you're developing the after effect state. So you did all the work of your heart rate variability breathing. You did all the work of your, let's say you're doing a mantra, let's say you're doing Kriya Yoga, you did all that work, and now you're going to rest and enjoy the fruits of your labor. You've worked hard, you've done well, and now you want to just sit there and enjoy the fruits of your labor, the peace, the joy, the bliss, whatever you might feel, you want to sit there and enjoy it. Well, the perfect place to put your mind while you're doing that is the medulla. You just rest there at the medulla, enjoy the after effect states of poise that you feel from doing the work of pranayama, which is heart rate variability. Doing that work, now you can enjoy the pause and the poise. And the medulla is the very best place that you can do that. So the medulla is a beautiful thing, and just by resting there, we're lowering the heart rate and elongating the breath. That's amazing, isn't it? And you can feel it. You can feel it fairly quickly. If you just put your mind there, just go inside. You're going to feel it. It's a beautiful thing. So, I hope you loved this. If you did, be sure to hit that bell down below so I can see all of you next time.